Okay, so for this straight arm overhead front raise, we're going to be bringing a weight basically from a resting position in the front to an overhead position. So for this, I'm going to be using a dumbbell and doing what's called a crush grip. So my hands are on the sides and I'm just squeezing in, and this is going to help me engage my pecs. So man, I'm imagining I'm crushing the dumbbell. You can also do this with a plate, so just holding onto a plate like this and lifting that overhead too. That can work. There's a lot of things to think about when you're doing this. It looks like a very simple exercise, but it is a full body movement, and it requires stability throughout your entire body. So I really love this movement, but it takes some time to get the hang of. So don't worry if you're not getting it right away, and don't worry if it feels really hard to do, because it is really hard to do. So let me show you what it looks like. Feet are about shoulder width apart, coming up like this. Your arms are straight, and you're going to slowly bring the weight overhead here, and then again, same direction on the way down, nice and slow and controlled. So it looks like it's only my shoulder joints that are moving, but there's a lot going on. So starting at the feet, I want to start with about a shoulder width distance, somewhere that feels comfortable for you to maintain. Right, spread your toes apart. You do want to have a slight bend to your knees. So you don't want them locked out here, but you don't want to be in a full squat while you're doing this as well. Just unlock your knees slightly so you have some control. When it comes to the pelvis, you want to make sure that you're in a neutral position. So oftentimes when we start to go overhead, people will get stuck kind of around here, and to compensate, they'll lean back and extend at the lumbar spine. So this is no good if we have a lot of weight here. This puts a lot of stress on the back. So we do want to make sure that we're tucking our pelvis. So if you imagine that you have a tail, you're going to try to tuck and neutralize. The other way I like to visualize this is if I had a belt on, I'm trying to level out my belt so that it's not tipping forward. So level it out like that. You're going to keep everything nice and tight here. So you're going to squeeze your glutes and keep your abs really engaged. Then you're going to lift your chest so that you're nice and proud. So proud chest. This is where it's really easy to lose the tuck. So you're going to feel a lot of tension in general in your thoracic region. So feet shoulder width apart, slight bend to the knees, pelvic tuck, chest proud, shoulders back down and relax. You grab your weight, arms are straight. You're going to crush grip, so you're pressing the ends of the dumbbells together. And then from here, without losing the position that you've worked really hard to create, you're going to look straight ahead and slowly raise everything up. It's going to get really, really tough after a while, and you're going to try to bring it overhead like this. Once you get there, pause for a second, and then slowly lower down while still maintaining that tension throughout your body. If your shoulder mobility is limited, what you might notice is that you're going to come up here and then you're going to get stuck. And what you're going to want to do is start to lean back and compensate. But what I want you to think about is just stopping there. Once you've reached your limit, everything's nice and tight. Just stop wherever your shoulder limits you. Hang out there for a second and then slowly lower down to that position, to the starting position. Over time, as you continue to improve your overhead mobility, it will become easier and easier to get those arms right overhead. But just be patient with it, just take your time and continue to work within a safe range of motion. Okay, really try your best not to compromise your form by throwing your hips forward. So hopefully that helps. Let me know if you have questions.